We've been at the NRA convention here in Indianapolis for a couple of days now, and let's just say we've learned a few things. This one would go bang here. This one gun would go bang.
Yes.
Okay, and this one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And this one.
Yes.
And this one.
Yes.
Okay. What about this one?
Yes.
This one would go bang too.
I think this video pretty much sums up the current state of the gun discourse in our country, especially if you take it to be a metaphor of how serious leaders on Capitol Hill, specifically on the right, are about gun violence. Of course, the left is and has been virulently pushing this conversation for what feels like forever, but Republicans have made literally no movement on capitulating to their wide open stance on gun ownership. But clearly, something needs to be done, especially because red states have so much higher rates of gun violence. Even though you may not agree, I find it hard to believe that red state politicians really want their state's population to be decimated by gun violence. But it's getting to that point, it seems like, in places like Texas specifically, where it feels truly like Armageddon. Listen to this Fox contributor assess what it's like to live in a place like Texas.
And just like General Mathis once said, be polite, be professional, but have a plan to kill everyone you meet, because you never know. If you're at your workplace, your business workplace, something you might say could possibly cause someone to snap because they've had a very bad day.
Have a plan to kill everyone you meet. And to be fair, I'm sure the host isn't saying that like it's a good thing. When you create a climate of hostility and mistrust, sow fear and discord into a state that allows open carry and very few barriers to obtaining a gun, of course, what he's saying is perpetuating violence and is really messed up. But he's not wrong about how high the stakes currently are. And you can tell that this recent onslaught of mass shootings in red states is having an effect on the right. Many are finally, in their own sly way, admitting that something must actually really be done. But of course, their solutions are hardly going to have any effect. Take a look at Fox a few nights ago.
And as we know right now, there are people that are homicidal and are suicidal, and they are getting that car or that bomb or that dynamite or that gun or the knife, and they are committing harm. And we have to find a way to say, how are we going to keep people safe in the public space? And a great starting part is the Safe Schools Act. And for the Democrats to be against this is something that I cannot imagine why anybody would oppose the Safe School Act.
That's Senator Marsha Blackburn talking about her Safe Schools Act, which establishes a $900 million grant program that will allow public and private schools to train and hire veterans and former law enforcement officers to serve as school safety officers, hire off-duty law enforcement, and provide funding to harden schools and increase physical security. So more cops and thus more guns in schools. Shocking. But you'll notice she does admit that low barriers to obtaining guns is what causes gun violence. You can tell how hesitant she is to say guns and puts like cars and dynamite first, but she does say easy access to guns leads to gun violence. It's an embarrassingly small step after so much blood has already been spilled, but since we've been at this for so long, even the smallest of concessions from the right feels like a win. If you want more of my coverage on The Breakdown, stay right here. You can watch my latest video where a Fox host gets schooled on a woke product by clicking on the link in the description box below. Thanks so much for watching. You can follow me on all platforms at Caro Johnson 917.